spent all my money on whiskey and pills. If the whiskey don't kill me, my lonely heart will. Been chasing the ghost of the love I can't fill. Got a head full of hurt and a soul I can't wield.
Welcome to AI Sports Predictor. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into a college basketball showdown that's as unpredictable as a Tarantino flick. We've got the UConn Huskies taking on the St. John's Red Storm at Madison Square Garden in Wichita, Kansas, this Sunday, February 23, 2025, streaming live on ESPN+. Let's set the scene. The Huskies, boasting an 18-8 record, just edged Villanova 66-59. They shot 45.1% from the field and nailed almost 89% from the charity stripe, pulling down 30 rebounds and dishing out 17 assists in that game. Their numbers, 77.8 points per game on 48% shooting and a 35.3% clip from deep, speak volumes about a team built on discipline and precision. They're turning over the ball about 11.1 times per game and giving up 18.5 fouls, but that's the price of maintaining a controlled, methodical attack. Defensively, UConn is no pushover. They force their opponents into 10.7 turnovers and draw 16.3 fouls per contest. They're holding shooters to just 42% from the field and limiting opponents to 68.1 points per game. When the fundamentals are this sharp, you know a team has the backbone to dictate the tempo. Now, shift your gaze to the Red Storm. St. John's, riding a stellar 23-4 record, came out of their last game against DePaul with an 82-58 victory. They racked up a whopping 41 rebounds, 26 defensive and 15 offensive, forced 10 turnovers, and nabbed 9 steals. They hit 42.9% of their three-pointers and shot 46.4% overall, proving they can light up the scoreboard when they need to. Offensively, they averaged 78.3 points per game, with 15.7 assists dished out and 11.1 turnovers on the year, while committing 16.2 fouls per contest. On defense, though, there's a twist. St. John's allows opponents to get off 33.5% from beyond the arc and 39.7% from the field overall. They're ranked 27th in points allowed at 65.3 per game and force about 15.8 turnovers each game. It's a game of chess, where one misstep can turn the tide in a heartbeat. Here's the kicker. Despite the Red Storm's explosive scoring, UConn's blend of disciplined rebounding, ball control, and suffocating defense should shut down those hot streaks. That's why the pick on tonight's board is crystal clear. Take UConn plus 4.5. Underneath the underdog label lies a team that thrives on balance and efficiency, ready to absorb the pressure and turn it into points. And today's AI pick is UConn plus 4.5. That wraps up our deep dive for Game 1. Now, buckle up. Tonight, we're not stopping at 1. We've got 3 games in the mix. On to Game 2, right here on AI Sports Predictor, where the numbers speak louder than words. Stay tuned and keep your bets as sharp as your wits.
Alright, shifting gears into Game 2 without missing a beat. At Simon Skjodt Assembly Hall in Orlando, FL, broadcast on CBS, the Purdue Boilermakers lock horns with the Indiana Hoosiers. Purdue, at 19-8, came off a tough loss to Michigan State, falling 75-66. They managed a 51.1% field goal rate, splashing 9 of 24 from deep, and converting 81.8% at the charity stripe. They grabbed 20 rebounds, including 5 on the offensive, racked up 16 assists, forced 6 turnovers, and swiped 4 steals. Trey Kaufman-Renn lit it up with 24 points on nearly 70% shooting over 33 minutes. Season-wide, the Boilermakers averaged 78.2 points on 49.4% shooting. They turn over the ball about 10.6 times and commit 15.9 fouls per game, while pulling down 32.6 rebounds and handing out 447 assists, ranked 24th in passing nationally. From deep, they're connecting on 37.7% of attempts and hitting 72.8% from the line. Now, let's talk about the Hoosiers. Holding a 15-11 record, they just dropped a tight 72-68 battle against UCLA. Indiana struggled from beyond the arc, converting only 24.1% from 3, and finished at 40.3% from the field. They allowed UCLA to pull down 35 rebounds and notch 8 steals, with Luke Good chipping in 16 points on 46.2% shooting over 37 minutes. Over the season, Indiana averages 75.6 points on 46.1% shooting, turns the ball over 12 times, and commits 16.8 fouls per contest. They collect around 37 rebounds and distribute 15.5 assists. While defensively, opponents hit 43.6% from the field against them, surrendering roughly 73.2 points per game. When you line up the numbers, Purdue's balanced attack and defensive efficiency should help them bounce back from that recent hiccup. That's why the call is clear: take Purdue at 4.5. Despite the setback, the Boilermakers have the grit and the fundamentals to cover the spread. And today's AI pick for Game 2 is Purdue, 4.5. Now, with Game 2 locked in seamlessly, we're not finished yet. Tonight, we've got 3 games in the mix. On to Game 3, right here on AI Sports Predictor. Keep your bets razor sharp and let the numbers do the talking.
Alright, shifting gears into our third showdown. At FedEx Forum in Birmingham, AL on ESPN, the Florida Atlantic Owls are set to battle the Memphis Tigers. Florida Atlantic, sporting a 15-11 record, came off a tough loss to Wichita State. Falling 7-5-68, they struggled from the field, hitting only 41% overall, and converting 61.5% at the charity stripe while knocking down 35.4% of their three-point attempts. Despite that, they're pulling down about 36.9 rebounds per game and dishing out 430 assists this season, ranking 4th in passing. On defense, they force 12.7 turnovers and draw 17.5 fouls per contest, though opponents are still getting 43.4% from the field and 38.6% from deep. Now, on the other side, the Memphis Tigers, with a 21-5 record, just dropped an 84-7-9 contest against Wichita State. They shot 36% from the field and 38.5% from beyond the arc, while converting around 7-5-7-7% at the free throw line. Offensively, they averaged 7 to 9.4 points per game on 47.3% shooting, though they turn the ball over 14 times a game. Defensively, they force 14.2 turnovers, yet allow opponents to hit 42% overall and surrender roughly 7 to 3.3 points per game. When you stack the numbers, the Owls' ability to force turnovers and maintain discipline gives them a real shot keeping the Tigers at bay. That's why the call is clear. Take Florida Atlantic at 9.5. It might look like a hefty spread, but the Owls have the fire to cover. And today's AI pick for Game 3 is Florida Atlantic 9.5. Let's do a quick recap. Game 1, we went with UConn 4.5. Game 2, Purdue at 4.5. And now Game 3, Florida Atlantic at 9.5. 3 solid plays for tonight's slate. If you dug these insights, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more AI Sports Predictor action. Keep your bets razor sharp and let the numbers do the talking.
I spent all my money on whiskey and pills. If the whiskey don't kill me, my lonely heart will. Been chasing the ghost of the love I can't fill. Got a head full